the lighthouse. That's what Margaret called it. Even now, 50 years later, she still thought about it. That one perfect summer when she was 12 years old, and everything changed. It was June. School had just let out, and Margaret's parents had asked her a question. Would you like to spend the summer with your grandfather at the lighthouse? Margaret had said yes before they'd even finished asking. She'd visited the lighthouse before, of course. Quick trips, an afternoon here, a weekend there, but a whole summer, 3 entire months, living there, helping, learning. It felt like a dream. Her mother packed her suitcase, 2 pairs of overalls, some t-shirts, a sweater for cool evenings, her favorite book, and a notebook, blank pages waiting to be filled. Her father drove her there on a Saturday morning. The road wound along the coast, windows down, salt air rushing in. Margaret pressed her face to the glass, watching the ocean, watching for the lighthouse. And then, there it was. White stone, red roof, standing tall against the blue sky. Margaret's heart jumped. Her grandfather was waiting in the parking lot. Thomas, tall and lean. His hair was white, his face weathered from years of sun and wind. But his eyes were kind. And when he smiled at Margaret, his whole face lit up. "There's my girl," he said. And he wrapped her in a hug that smelled like coffee and the sea. Her father helped carry her suitcase inside, talked with Thomas for a few minutes, then hugged Margaret goodbye. "Be good," he said. "Listen to your grandfather." "I will," Margaret promised. And then her father drove away, and it was just Margaret and Thomas and the lighthouse. "Well then," Thomas said, "let me show you around." They started at the bottom. Thomas pushed open the heavy door, and they stepped inside. The smell, that's what Margaret remembered most. Stone and oil and something else, something she couldn't quite name. Time, maybe. History. "This," Thomas said, "is where it all begins." He showed her the supply room, the tools, the oil for the lamp, the logbook where he recorded everything. Weather, ships, any unusual events. "A lighthouse keeper keeps a record," Thomas explained, "because someone, someday, might need to know what happened here." Margaret nodded, taking it all in. Then they climbed the stairs. 163 steps. Thomas counted them out loud as they went. Margaret tried to remember. 17, 43, 91. She'd count them herself later. Make sure she got it right. At the top, Thomas pushed open the door to the lantern room, and Margaret gasped. Windows, all around, 360 degrees of ocean and sky. The light was so bright up here, so pure, she could see for miles. The coastline, the town, fishing boats like tiny toys in the distance. "Beautiful, isn't it?" Thomas said. Margaret couldn't speak. She just nodded. In the center of the room stood the lamp, large, intricate, the lens catching the light, refracting it, making it dance. This, Thomas said, placing his hand on the lamp, is what we're here to protect. This light. It saves lives, Maggie. Every single night. Ships out there in the dark. They're looking for this. Looking for home. And we make sure they can find it. Margaret walked closer, reached out her hand. Thomas smiled. Go ahead. You can touch it. She did. The metal was cool, smooth. She could see her reflection in it, distorted, stretched, but there. Come here, Thomas said. He walked to the western window. Margaret followed. They stood side by side, looking out at the ocean. Every morning, Thomas said, I stand here and I watch the sunrise, and every evening I watch it set. I've been doing this for 41 years, Maggie, and I never get tired of it. Margaret looked up at him. Why? Thomas thought for a moment. Because the ocean is never the same twice. The sky is never the same twice. Every day brings something new, something to notice, something to be grateful for. Margaret looked back out at the water, the waves rolling in, over and over, endless. This summer, Thomas said, I'm going to teach you everything I know. And then, someday, maybe this will be yours. Margaret's breath caught. Hers? The lighthouse? Really? She whispered. Really, Thomas said. If you want it, if you love it the way I do, then yes, it could be yours. And in that moment, standing in the lantern room, surrounded by light and ocean and sky, Margaret knew this was what she wanted. This was where she belonged. The days that followed fell into a rhythm, a gentle, predictable pattern that Margaret came to love. Every morning, Thomas woke her at dawn. They'd climb the stairs together, check the lamp, make sure everything was working properly, even though it was automated now, even though it ran itself. Thomas still checked. Every single day. Never trust a machine completely, he'd say. Always verify. After the morning check, they'd have breakfast. Simple food, oatmeal, toast, eggs from the chickens that Thomas kept in a small coop behind the lighthouse. Then came the work. Thomas taught Margaret how to polish the brass fixtures, the railings, the lamp housing. Everything had to shine. People don't see this, he explained. But we know, and we take pride in our work, even the parts no one sees. Margaret polished until her arms ached, but she didn't mind. She liked watching the brass go from dull to gleaming, liked seeing her reflection appear in the surface. Thomas taught her how to clean the windows, all of them, inside and out. Clear glass means clear light, he said. We can't have smudges, can't have salt buildup. The light needs to shine as bright as possible. Margaret learned to use the long-handled squeegee to reach the high windows, to wipe away every streak. Thomas taught her how to read the weather, how to watch the clouds, the color of the sky, the smell of the air. Storm coming, he'd say, pointing at distant clouds. See how dark they are at the bottom? See how fast they're moving? We'll have rain by evening. And he was always right. Thomas taught her about the ships, how to identify them by their shape, their flags, their purpose. That's a fishing boat, he'd say. See the nets? And that one there, that's a cargo ship, heading south, probably, to the big port. Margaret would watch and learn and ask questions. And Thomas always had answers. In the afternoons, if the weather was good, they'd take walks along the beach, looking for shells, for sea glass, for anything the ocean had left behind. One day, they found a baby seal. It was lying on the rocks, too far from the water, crying out, a thin, pitiful sound. Margaret ran to it. Grandpa, it's hurt. Thomas knelt down, examined the seal carefully. No, not hurt, just lost. Separated from its mother, probably. What do we do? Margaret asked. Thomas looked at the ocean, then back at the seal. We help it get home. Together, they carefully carried the seal closer to the water. It was heavier than Margaret expected, and it wiggled, but they managed. At the water's edge, Thomas set it down gently. The seal paused, looked at them with dark, round eyes. Go on, Thomas said softly. You're safe now. And the seal slipped into the water, disappeared beneath the waves, and was gone. Margaret felt tears in her eyes. She didn't know why. Thomas put his hand on her shoulder. That's what we do, Maggie. We help things find their way home. In the evenings, after dinner, they'd sit in the lantern room. Thomas would tell stories about the time a whale beached itself on the rocks, and half the town came to see it. About the storm that knocked out the power for 3 days, and he had to light the lamp manually, every few hours, around the clock. About the ship that ran aground despite the lighthouse, and how he'd helped rescue the sailors. Were you scared? Margaret asked. Always, Thomas said. Fear means you understand the danger, but you do it anyway, because it's the right thing to do. Margaret thought about that. Fear and doing it anyway. One night, Thomas let her light the lamp. The sun had just set. The sky was deep purple. Stars were beginning to appear. Here, Thomas said, handing her a long match. You do it. Margaret's hands shook a little. This was important. This was the light, the thing that mattered most. She struck the match. The flame flared to life. She touched it to the wick, and the lamp came alive. Slowly at first, just a small flame, But then it grew, filled the lamp, bright and warm and steady. Thomas activated the mechanism, and the lens began to turn, slowly, sweeping the light out across the ocean. Margaret watched, mesmerized. "You did that," Thomas said. "You lit the light. And tonight, because of you, ships will find their way home safely." Margaret felt something swell in her chest. Pride, purpose, belonging. This was what she was meant to do. The summer passed quickly, too quickly. June became July. July became August. Margaret learned everything Thomas could teach her: how to maintain the equipment, how to fill out the logbook, how to predict the tides, how to spot a ship in distress. She learned the rhythm of the lighthouse, the sounds it made, the way the wind moved through the tower, the creak of the stairs, the hum of the machinery. She learned to love it, all of it. On the last day of summer, Thomas called Margaret up to the lantern room. It was evening. The sun was setting, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink. Thomas reached into his pocket, pulled out something small, brass, with a number stamped on it. A key. "This," he said, "was my father's key, my grandfather's before that. And now I want you to have it." Margaret stared. "Grandpa, I can't. I'm just You're a keeper," Thomas said firmly. "You're a keeper in your heart. I've watched you this summer, Maggie. You don't just do the work. You love the work. You understand why it matters. And someday you're going to stand in this room, and you're going to light this lamp, and it will be yours to keep." He placed the key in her hand, closed her fingers around it. "Promise me," he said. "Promise me you'll take care of it when I'm gone, when it's your turn." Margaret felt tears running down her face. "I promise." Thomas pulled her into a hug, and they stood there, in the lantern room, as the sun set, as the stars appeared, as the light began to turn. The next morning, Margaret's father came to pick her up. She packed her suitcase, said goodbye to the chickens, to the beach, to the lighthouse itself. Thomas walked her to the car. "Thank you," Margaret said, "for everything, for teaching me, for the key." "No," Thomas said. "Thank you for caring, for wanting to learn. You've given me hope, Maggie, hope that the lighthouse will be in good hands when my time is done." He kissed her forehead. "I'll see you soon." Margaret got in the car, and as her father drove away, she turned, watched the lighthouse grow smaller, smaller, until it disappeared from view. But she could still feel it, the weight of the key in her pocket, the lessons in her heart, the promise she'd made. Someday she'd come back, and she'd keep the light burning, just like Thomas taught her, just like she'd promised. The summer at the lighthouse. The summer that changed everything. The summer Margaret became a keeper. And 50 years later, standing in her kitchen, looking out at the ocean, at the lighthouse in the distance, Margaret reached into her pocket. The key was still there. The same key Thomas had given her. She'd kept it all these years, and she'd kept her promise. She'd taken care of the light, just like she said she would. Margaret smiled. "Thank you, Grandpa," she whispered. And somewhere she liked to think Thomas was smiling too. The ocean rolled on. The waves kept coming. The lighthouse stood tall. And the light kept burning. Because that's what lights do. They shine, they guide, they save, and they pass from one keeper to the next, from grandfather to granddaughter, from one generation to the next. The light goes on, always. Sleep now. Rest easy. You are safe. You are home. The light is watching over you. Everything is well. Good night. And now, it's time to rest. You're already so relaxed, so calm, so peaceful. Let yourself sink even deeper now into rest. There's nothing more you need to do, nothing more to think about. The story has carried you to this place of deep peace, and now you can simply let go completely. Your body is so heavy, so comfortable, sinking into the softness. Beneath you, your mind is so quiet, so still. Thoughts drifting away like mist in the morning sun. Feel yourself floating between waking and sleeping. That peaceful space where everything is soft and gentle and calm. You're safe here, perfectly safe. Your breathing is so slow now, so natural. Each breath takes you deeper, deeper still, into sleep. You don't need to control it. Just let it flow in and out. Let yourself melt into this moment. There is only this peace, this calm, this rest. Everything else has fallen away. You are held by sleep itself, cradled in perfect comfort. If any thoughts appear, let them pass like clouds drifting across a peaceful sky. You don't need to hold on to them. Just watch them float by and return to this stillness, this quiet, this peace. Your body knows how to sleep. Your mind knows how to rest. Trust in this process. Surrender to sleep. It's coming naturally, gently, drawing you deeper. With every breath, feel the weight of your body, so heavy now. Your head sinking into your pillow, your shoulders melting down, your arms, your legs, all so heavy, so relaxed, so ready for sleep. The darkness around you is gentle, comforting, wrapping you in its soft embrace. You're safe in this darkness, protected, at peace. Nothing can disturb you. Here, let go of everything. The day behind you, tomorrow, will wait. This moment is all that exists. And in this moment, you are completely at peace. Sleep is here, all around you, inviting you to surrender, to let go, to drift away into deep, restful, healing sleep. Say yes to sleep. Welcome it. You're drifting now, floating on gentle waves of peace, deeper and deeper into sleep, so peaceful, so calm, so ready to rest. Sleep now, deep, beautiful, peaceful sleep. Let yourself go completely. Drift into dreams, into rest, into peace. Rest now. Sleep deeply, peacefully, completely. Good night.